2025, INEC's continuous voter registration is still ongoing. Use the opportunity to register and be ready to vote. On the news this hour, again, court stops PDP from holding national convention. Federal government, US in talks over military threat. Rivers government to send relief materials to local government areas after threat of protest. On the foreign scene, Indian Prime Minister Modi says those behind Delhi blast will not be spared. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili with the news. Now let's begin the news this Tuesday afternoon with a deepening internal crisis rocking the PDP. A federal high court in Abuja has now, for the second time, restrained the PDP from holding its national convention scheduled to be held in Ibadan, Oyo State, between November 15 and 16. The court also stopped the Independent National Electoral Commission from supervising, monitoring, or recognizing the outcome of the PDP National Convention, where new national officers are to be elected. Justice Peter Alifu issued the order today, Tuesday, while ruling on a case filed by former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido. Lamido sued the party, claiming he was unfairly prevented from purchasing the nomination form to contest for the position of national chairman. Justice Lifu said the court's decision was based on the PDP's failure to meet the required legal conditions for organizing the convention. And that's not all. On Monday, another high court in Ibadan, Oyo State, again adjourned a case brought by Folahan Adelabi against the PDP, its acting national chairman, and others. Adelabi is also challenging the party's planned national convention. The case will now continue on Wednesday. Last week, the judge, Justice Ladiro Akintola, ruled that the PDP could go ahead with its planned national convention, but said the main hearing on the matter would be held today. In the case, Adelabi is asking the court to stop the PDP acting national chairman, Umar Damagum, the governor of Adamawa State, Ahmadu Fintiri, who also leads the National Convention Organizing Committee, and the Independent National Electoral Commission from doing anything that could stop or disturb the party's national convention from taking place. Meanwhile, 3 PDP chieftains have asked the National Judicial Council to sanction a judge of the Oyo State High Court, A.L. Akintola, over alleged judicial indiscretion and abuse of office. The PDP chieftains are Austin Nwachukwu, Ama Nnanna, and Turner George. In a petition to the NJC, Nwachukwu, Nnanna, and George, believed to be associates of the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, who has opposed the convention, accused Akintola of issuing an ex parte order that contradicted a subsisting judgment of the Federal High Court. The petitioner said that the order given by Akintola amounts to judicial indiscretion and abuse of office. Still on politics, the Anambra State Police Public Relations Officer Ikenga Tochukwu has urged the media to help raise public awareness about the dangers of selling votes during elections. Speaking on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire program, while discussing the police role in the just concluded Anambra State election, Tochukwu emphasized that every voter must realize that their vote is their voice. He confirmed that cases of vote buying were recorded during the election, and that some of those involved had been arrested.
Vote buying is more like a double-edged sword, and at times it doesn't even happen in the polling unit. It happens even before the election day. That's why we need the assistance of media houses to preach, to let people know the dangers of this vote buying or selling their vote. Because if there is no seller, nobody will buy. Just like if there is no buyer, nobody will sell. Because actually their vote is their voice for the next 4 years. We made some arrests. The suspects that were arrested, we did it in connection with the military.
The Anambra Police PRO also said that during the election, police operatives arrested suspects who were engaged in illegal shootings while attempting to enforce an unlawful sit-at-home order.
I can't remember recording any election-related violence outside the criminal elements, shootings periodically in order to enforce an illegal sit-at-home. We were able to arrest like 3 persons in that regard, and one of the most notorious is the one who arrested in Ihiala, the 58-year-old man that is assisting the criminal elements to enforce sit-at-home.
And over to national affairs. The federal government is holding talks with U.S. authorities over the military threat by U.S. President Donald Trump. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, said this in an interview with Sky News. He said the efforts to mend the strained relationship between Nigeria and the U.S. are beginning to yield positive results. Idris explained that diplomatic channels have been opened and are proving effective in fostering better understanding between both governments. According to the minister, much all the tension arose from a lack of proper understanding of Nigeria's diversity and the complex nature of the challenges the country faces. In the meantime, former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Babachir Lawal, says the Nigerian government has no right to blame people who look for help elsewhere if it cannot protect them. Now, he said this on Channels Television on Monday. He said the government must first make sure that Nigerians are safe and at peace. Babachir Lawal also agreed with U.S. President Donald Trump, who said that the killing of Christians in Nigeria is like genocide.
If they are unable to do that, they cannot blame any part of the society that decides to seek help from anywhere. So in the Bible, there's a theology of Christian brotherhood, where we are considered as brothers irrespective of tribe, nationality, or ethnicity. You are supposed to come to the defense of your brother when he's in trouble. So if the American Christians decide that they are going to come to the aid of the Nigerian Christians because they are in distress, that is biblical. So they are within their rights as Christians to come to the aid of Christians. So they should assure us that they can protect us, and then we join them to tell the Americans to keep off our land.
Still on international matters, President Bola Tinubu has dispatched a high-level delegation to London to discuss the case of former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu, who has been serving a prison sentence in the UK since March 2023. The delegation includes the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tugar, and the Attorney General of the Federation, Minister of Justice, Lateef Fawemi. The team arrived in London on Monday and met with officials of the UK Ministry of Justice. Spokesperson for the Foreign Affairs Minister, Al-Qasim Abdulkadir, says the delegation is engaging the UK authorities to explore the possibility of Ekweremadu completing the remainder of his sentence in Nigeria. Ekweremadu and his wife Beatrice were arrested by the London Metropolitan Police in June 2022 after allegedly attempting to procure a kidney donor for their daughter, Sonia. A young man had been falsely presented as her cousin at the Royal Free Hospital in London in what turned out to be a failed organ transplant attempt valued at £80,000. In March 2023, Ekweremadu, his wife, and a doctor involved in the case, Obinna Obeta, were found guilty of organ trafficking by the UK court. On May 5th, 2023, Ekweremadu was sentenced to 9 years and 8 months in prison. His wife received a 4-year and 6-month sentence, while Dr. Obeta was sentenced to 10 years. However, in January, Beatrice was released from prison and returned to Nigeria. We go on a quick break. When we return, Rivers State government to send relief materials to local government areas after threat of protest. Stay with us. You're welcome back. Now, Julius Bokoru, Special Assistant on Media and Public Affairs to former Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Temipire Silva, says his principal is facing a politically motivated campaign. Earlier on Monday, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission declared Silva wanted over an alleged case of conspiracy and dishonest conversion of $14.8 million US. Reacting to the development, Bokoru said the former minister was not informed through any formal channel before the notice was made public. He added that Silva, who is currently in the UK for medical reasons, will honor the EFCC's invitation when he returns. And now back home, the River State Flood Prevention and Management Committee says help is finally on the way for flood victims after threat of protests in Oyibo. The committee says relief materials will reach Oyibo and Gokana local government area on the 19th of November. It follows a warning from an Oyibo stakeholder, Victor Obute, who threatened to mobilize residents in protest, accusing the committee of neglecting Oyibo. In a statement, Deputy Governor and Committee Chairperson, Professor Ngozi Odu, said relief items will also be sent to Abuadwa, Obiakpo, and Port Harcourt City local government areas on Wednesday. Now, she urged, residents needing evacuation to IDP camps to inform the committee through their local government councils. Professor Odu called on local government chairmen to complement the state government's effort by providing additional logistics, clearing drains and gutters, and supporting their communities. Still in rivers, the Ministry of Transport is reminding operators to prioritize passenger safety on land and waterways. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Mrs. Ndidi Chikanele Uche, gave the warning during the Ember Month Road and Water Safety Awareness campaign held in Bile, Boni, Nimbe Jetty, and Abali Park on Monday.
We should make safety a culture. Every one of us will be very, very conscious of safety. Our waterways, before you board the boat, you must make sure that your boat is okay, that your commuters will have their life vest, that you must also look at the weather to make sure that the weather is okay. When the weather is not favorable, you know that you're not supposed to do what? Go on the waterway, carry your passengers, because you put them in danger. People on land, you drive, you are talking, you are eating, you are smoking, you are looking outside, you are holding your girlfriend by the shoulder, getting distracted.
On his part, the chairman of the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, Israel Waribo Pepo, appealed to the state government to renovate the water terminal and provide more life jackets for passengers.
Our Pansec, we want to also beg you, if you take a look at the terminal, you will see how messy the place is. The passengers are there fanning themselves. No fan. When you go around the halls, you will see how the halls are. Take this message to our friendly governor. Let him see how he can also assist. If our brother from the Kwere can build, let him furnish for us. I don't think it will make sense for the ministry to come and tell us and demonstrate with us with, I'm seeing about 4 life jackets here. The 4 life jackets, I don't know the boat that will hand it over to me. I want to beg, Madam Permanent Secretary, please assist us with the provision of life jackets.
Correspondent Martha Okere reports that the ministry conducted first aid and safety drills and also delivered lectures to build operators on how to stay safe and prevent fire outbreaks. The ministry also donated life vests and fire extinguishers to the union. The awareness campaign continues today at Ka Waterside and Mile 3 Park. And now the Iche Local Government Council says it will soon embark on the construction of a new chairman's office block and lodge to enhance administrative convenience. The chairman, Chima Boniface Ndoko, disclosed this while inspecting the ongoing Iche Local Government Secretariat remodeling project. Work on the council restaurant, shopping complex and core members lodge security building. He said the new chairman's office will provide conducive office accommodation for the chairman and staff, while the lodge with 4 self-contained bedrooms will provide accommodation for visitors to the council.
I'm raising a building upstairs, the office of the executive chairman of Iche Local Government. It must be with the lodge, 4-bedroom flat for visitors. If I'm not there tomorrow, I can go to my home and the former chairman of Iche Local Government, by that time I might have left the office. I'll call my successor, say, please, I have visitors. Let me have one of the apartment and rest. He can grant it to me, and I'll keep my visitors there. The security is also at the premises. So they will be well relaxed. And I said, that place, that project, I must power it with solar, 24 hours light.
Njoko called all the contractors handling the various projects to speed up work and expressed satisfaction at the quality of work so far.
I haven't looked at the landscaping of HA local government. I'm highly impressed. And I further looked at the canteen HA kitchen. It have gone to 70% of conclusion. We are roofing, and go to the shops. We also roofing. You go to the other side of a Copper's Lodge and the security outpost. If you look at it, I'm highly impressed. The contractors that are handling the project, they are doing great. And I've told them that I don't want to hear any excuse.
The council boss reiterated his commitment to rebuilding the council secretariat to be an envy of all. And now in business, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has warned Nigerians about a fake and dangerous antibiotic called Beta Clox. It is a mix of ampicillin 250 milligram and cosaxilline 250 milligram. NAFDAC said the fake medicine has false registration details and came from an unknown source, which makes it unsafe for people to use. The warning came after a shop in Zaria, Kaduna State, discovered the suspicious drug. The shop had bought it from a distributor in Kano. After checking, NAFDAC found that the registration number on the fake Betaclox is actually for another drug, mebendazole 500 milligram, made by Chi Limited. This means the fake producer stole the registration number. It said the difference shows that the fake producers used the company's name without permission, and NAFDAC is warning everyone to be careful and check their medicines well before use. In entertainment, actress Regina Daniels has released a video thanking those who stood by her and acknowledging those who mocked her. The actress expressed happiness that her elder brother Sammy has been freed after being arrested in Lagos and taken to Abuja, where he was arraigned and remanded in jail. Regina said she feels loved because of the caliber of people who stood to fight for her. In sports, Super Falcons forward Esther Okoronkwo wrote her name among the stars after her hat-trick-powered AFC Toronto in the maiden final of the Northern Super League.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
Indian Home Minister Amit Shah has been holding a series of meetings since early this morning. A short while ago, he arrived at the Home Ministry office in Delhi to chair a second round of security reviews. He chaired a high-level security meeting earlier today following the deadly blast near the Red Fort that killed 8 people, but details of what was discussed have not yet been released. Several Indian ministers, including Prime Minister Modi, say those responsible for the blast will be brought to justice. There is still no confirmation of what led to the blast.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this afternoon, you heard again, a federal high court in Abuja has stopped the PDP from her holding national convention. We also told you that the federal government and the U.S. are in talks over U.S. President Trump's military threat. You heard that the Rivers State government will send relief materials to local government areas after threat of protest. On the foreign scene, Indian Prime Minister Modi says those behind Delhi blast will not be spared. The news was edited by Martha Okere. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili. Many thanks for listening.